Hello, hello, Chalkin History. How are you all today? It's Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio. If you're popping on, say hello. Tell me where you're viewing from. There should be a red live box at the top left corner of your screen if you're live with me. Otherwise, you're catching the replay. Say hello either way. Let's chat, let's chalk. There we go. Hello, hello. Let's see. Try to get live here. There we go. Here we are. All right. Let's give everyone a few minutes to hop on here. Who needs bookmarks? Say hello, guys. I don't know about you, but when my kids were in school, they would get summer assignments where they had to read like so many books during the summer and choose one and write a report or something like that on there, which some of my children liked it and some of my children did not. Who wants to spend all summer reading when they could be out doing stuff, right? But it is summer and school is out and those assignments are sitting there. So how about we make some bookmarks for the kids and yeah, you'll be ready to roll. All right, let's see. All right, say hello. Oops. Alrighty. If I say your name, don't be shy. Say hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Here is the cute transfer. It's called Peanuts Dancin' Snoopy because he's dancing in each one. But these are the bookmarks, a size transfer. And then you can buy the bookmarks separately and you get 4 of those. In a pack. They're 1 inches by 5 inches. 1 inch by 5. Perfect width too. They're nice and thin. They're not thick. They're thinner than if you were to make them with our resin trays. So I think this is a good size. Okay. I'm just gonna place them on my mat. First, we want to, let's look at the transfer, okay? So Snoopy is kind of blacked out, right? So whatever color goes on here is what the color Snoopy will be, okay? So if I wanna make Snoopy white, I think I need to paint these white. I think that's what we have to do. Then, as we go to do each one, if you want him outlined in black, you would have to do black here. But if you do the whole thing black, then part of the bookmark will be black. Like I think the notes should be black, but then, you know, maybe pair it with a different color up here. So that'll maybe take some time to kind of separate the colors. But I think we can do it. We're gonna try. So let's go ahead. First, let's get these painted. And I'm just gonna use, I like the Deco Art Americana acrylic paints. I use these a lot. So I think that's what we're gonna paint with. Get a brush. And I'm just gonna use a foam brush. Usually I like to spritz it with water. We'll see how this goes on. I don't think I've played with our bookmarks yet. You can use our chalk paste too, but we're gonna use paint for ours. Probably do 2 coats unless you like that look of like the wood coming through. Then definitely do 1 coat. You could even sand it down a bit if you want to make it a little more rustic looking or distressed. So first step, paint. If you want to paint, you can by all means keep it the regular wood color. That means Snoopy would be that color. Or you can go back and paint him in if you want to do that. I feel like that might be a lot of work though. What's everybody up to yesterday? My husband and I helped our daughter and her husband take on a big landscaping project. Lots of mulch, lots of like drainage rock for under the deck. It's coming along so nice. They just got a brand new deck, so they're happy about that. So they can sit out and enjoy the summer. Have some cookouts. So we're gonna go back over tonight for dinner. So looking forward to that. Let's get this dried up and then we'll put a second coat on. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it is definitely, you can see the wood coming through. I want these nice and white. So we'll put a second coat of paint on. On the other side, we have other bookmark transfers that you can put on the other side if you'd like. Or we have tons of patterns. If you want to just put a pretty pattern on the back, you could do that too. Okay. Yeah, see, this is going to be so much better. Feels like summer. The weather's been beautiful. Finally, because it was raining for forever. Just doing nice smooth strokes here. Trying not to get paint in the hole. You know what? I forgot to look for my tassels. I have little like baby tassels that I'll add. You can put ribbon on there. You can put whatever you like. You can put like a little keychain on it if you'd like. Definitely make these into keychains. This would be awesome if you had a music teacher that you loved, or if you're a music student. Put it on your book bag, on your clarinet case, whatever the case may be. All right, let's try to smooth these out a little bit here. Light touch, ever so light. good as they're gonna get right now, my friends. Okay. Today is the last day of May. Oh my goodness. So that means the last day of the May Club project, which is the Paris, Heart of Paris. The last day that you'll be able to get a jar of paste for $16 or a ink or a paste or ink single for $3. Tomorrow those go up. So paste jars will be 18 and singles will be 4. Paste and ink jars, okay? This applies to both. Nice and dry. Okay. Now, this is a trick my mentor taught me. Take a paper towel or a piece of paper and just rub your piece of wood, and it kind of like burnishes it or buffs it, so you don't have to wax it. It gets nice and smooth. What a fun little tip. Okay, there's that one. Kids can take these when they go to camp to hold their place in their books. Again, there are other bookmark transfers available. So you don't necessarily need the Snoopy ones if you don't like Snoopy. Doesn't love Snoopy. Who doesn't love Snoop? Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. I am in Ohio and it is a beautiful day. Okay, this side. And throw this in the garbage. Okay. All right. Let's cut these apart here. There's cut lines for us, so that's nice. How else do you think you guys could use these? I think like a little, if you're doing a like a tiered tray, you can make, if you could find a little block of wood, like a 1x1, maybe a little, like a square 1x1, like a square dowel rod that's a 1 inch. That would be cute, right? Cut off little sections and just make a little stand up, almost like candles. That would be kind of fun. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's remove that and decide where we're going to place that. So you can start at the top if you wanted to, at the bottom. Let's see. Let's start this one on the bottom. Okay, it lines up perfectly. Now just realize though, there's an awful lot of screen there, right? So anywhere that you see teal, that's what's keeping your transfer down, okay? So we're gonna have to be very careful. Let's start with, I'm gonna start with Lakeshore. I am going with just some light colors. Because I forgot to get my primary colors. So we're gonna go with Lakeshore first. So it's kind of fun. It'll have that little band of white at the top. It's almost one full stroke. Here, let's get the side. Make sure you're getting the sides. Okay. Straight up and down, and that really gets that excess off. Okay. And then remove. How cute. Oh my goodness, how cute. Now, if you don't like Snoopy, we have some bright lights going on. If you don't like Snoopy outlined in the same color, you can go back with either like a black marker or try to get in there with a really small squeegee and make that all black. He's cute though. He is a cutie. A cutie patootie. We'll do one in black just because I want to see. Like we'll do the notes, I think, in black. And we'll see. So that's what I would recommend. If you were to go back, you would want to go back after chalking the entire thing, then I would go back and just try to get in there with black. He's cute though, right? So cute. All right, let's do the black. We can do that. Okay. And we're just gonna use the same squeegee. We're just gonna take off that excess and then wipe them up with a wipe. They clean up so easy with water or wipe. Easy peasy, all set to go here. Okay. Let's do this one. Let's see, for this one, let's start at the top, or let's do it in the middle. Let's see if we can get it in the middle. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, remember we got lots of screen here, so push that up. So wherever you see white, that's going to turn black. So our notes will be black, which I think makes sense. If you're worried you might go off, then just start from the other way and go up. Get all that excess off. Do make sure you hit all the edges though. You want a nice crisp line. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna peel and try not to get dirty. There's our black notes. Now, again, an option you could do is if you wanted this top part a different color, don't chalk that part, just chalk the notes, up to the notes, and then come back and grab a different color and then chalk that a different color. I like that, that's cute, it's classic, right? Classic black and white, I like that. Okay, bookmark number 2 complete. All right, let's get this guy washed up. I don't know why, but black and reds, they just always seem to spread more. They make more of a mess. All right, what color should we do next? Should we do pink? Should we do a green? I have our sea glass. Sea glass is honestly one of my favorite colors these days. I have a pink, I have peony. I do have some darker colors, like I have, this is Bite Me, it's that red shimmer that we had a long time ago come out. That would be fun. I think I'm gonna stick with these colors though. Or I have Dune, no, Dune's too light. Way too light, you wouldn't see it. Okay, let's do peony next. Let's do with this guy here. So let's see, we started one at the bottom. Let's start this guy at the top. Line that up. There you go. Okay. Now it is, remember, this green, the teal, it is nice to have on the wood because it can kind of keep things down for you. So we're just gonna have to, once we get up there, I'm going to paste away, like I'm gonna go up. And hopefully we won't get a whole ton of stuff in the hole. And if so, then we'll just let it dry and then we can poke it out. Once it's dry, it'll come right out. Okay, do you see how that's two different colors in there? That's the pigmentation just separating, so we're gonna mix that in. It's still good. Okay. That's all that is, just the ingredients separating. Kind of just start in the middle, just to offload my squeegee a little bit. And we're gonna go up. Okay, so I'm gonna take it up to about there. Make sure I get all those edges. Let's offload our excess. There we go. Okay. And you know, if you miss part of the edge, you can always color that in. Let's remove that. Oh my goodness, so cute. Look at there, Snoopy. He's all pink and happy. Again, he's outlined in pink. So if you don't like that, you can try very carefully trying to paint that in with the black. Okay, last one. Last one, we're gonna do sea glass. Ooh, I love that color. Let's get a fresh wipe. We could do a darker color. I have ivy. I think we might try one on the back sides too. I want to see what the colors would look like on the actual unfinished side. Okay, let's peel this guy off. Let's see, we did one at the top, we did one at the bottom, we did middle. What if we did like half and half? Let's try that. Want to make sure I'm going straight across. So from here up will be the sea glass, and then that will be all white. And then of course Snoopy will be white. Okay. Ooh, just love this color. This color is so pretty. So, so pretty. Again, lots of screen happening here. So you kind of want to go where it's not being held down by any screen. And then if, like I said, if you miss any of the edges, you can definitely just color it in. Okay, let's see. How fun. That's fun. We could even do like a second color on the bottom. Oh, I just love that color. Love it, love it, love that color. If you have chalk markers, you could put your reader's name on the bottom. Sure, we have other transfers that actually spell out Snoopy, so you could do Snoopy. That would be fun. Okay. Let's see if we could pair another color with this. Those two colors would look good together. Pink. Could do black on the bottom. That would be fun if we did half and half. All right, let's try on the back side. Let's grab this one. Since he's the last one we did. And then I know your time is valuable today, so I am going to say goodbye for the day. Okay. All right, let's do the sea glass. Let's see how this turns out. So Snoopy will be a brownish dog, which doesn't seem right, does it? But that's cute too. That's also very cute. All right, I am going to experiment here. Let me grab another brush. Grab some of my tape. We're just going to tape off, lightly tape off the bottom of that design there. Or we could even leave like a little space. Let's do that. Let's leave a little space. And then we're going to paint that down. So I'm going to do black, I think. I'm just going to dip my brush in the black, paste. You can do paint, you don't need to do paste. Okay, let's see how we did. Pull that away. Oh, how cute is that? Look at that. You can have so much fun with these bookmarks. You could do any patterns you want. How cute is that? It's fun and different. Your readers will have one-of-a-kind bookmarks that no one else will have. All right, I want to try making one of these Snoopies with a black outline. So I think on the other side, excuse me. Let's see, let's take our first guy. All right, and I'm gonna give him a quick wipe down. So we can get that screen nice and clean. Easy cleanup, guys. Easy peasy cleanup. All right. Good. Let's get a paper towel real quick. You don't want to use a transfer that's moist or wet, okay? Regardless if you've chalked on it or not, you want to start with a nice, dry, clean design, okay? So flip it over. Gently just kind of brush it across. You don't want to use pressure on that sticky side. Okay. Let's see. That was the notes. Let's try to do the middle of the road one. Luckily, we have this part that'll keep it down for us. So just make sure it's nice and flat. Okay. See, we could do it all in black, or we could just do Snoopy. Should we do the whole thing in black? That would be the very easy option. But I feel like I want to challenge myself, so feel like I want to challenge. So we're going to try just to do Snoopy in black. Okay, let's see if we can do it. So we just need to make sure we stay within that outline of him. I already went outside. Wasn't paying attention. I was going to go straight down. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're just experimenting. Okay. I'm just going to kind of move them around so I can see what I'm doing here. Feel like I should go around the perimeter first and then fill in the center. So this takes a little more patience, a little more steadiness, a little, taking your time. probably use a little thin paintbrush. You just need some pressure though to push it through that screen. Definitely needs something. To make sure it's going through that screen. This is like part of a tail or something back here. And there's one more little something right there. Okay, let's see. Let's just see how we did. Like I said, I did kind of not pay attention in one spot, so it did get out on the wood. Okay, let's see. Drum roll. Oh, I gotta get that edge. Oh my gosh. Oh, look how cute. See? He's cute, except I gotta get the outside of his face. I didn't do that very well. This edge right there. Get in there. Get in there, black velvet. Okay. All right, let's see. That's better. So that's cute. There you go. Okay. Now, if you want now, we can do a different color. Now that we've gotten him colored in, we can do a different color around. Let's do ivy. Let's see if ivy works real well or not. One more clean squeegee. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get the big parts done here. Those edges. And I'm going to go around Snoopy here. If you want to wash that transfer before you do this, that's probably a good idea. Okay. And then we can peel that. So you see the green outline there. Ivy shows up nice. Okay, you can back that down. And then do down here. I'm gonna kind of spin it here. Try to get that excess off. Okay. Take a peek there. Looks good. All right, we just need to do this part though. All those little inner pieces, which I feel like this might be too big to get in there. So I'm gonna try a brush. I'm gonna try a brush. Like I said, the only problem with this is you're not gonna have the pressure getting it through the screen. So we'll have to figure out how to do that. You could do it with your hands, I guess. You don't mind getting dirty. All right, let's get it applied and then we can take it off. Or you do from, you know, here up and you don't care. That's always another option. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of smear that. And that one, let's see if that worked. Shockingly, that worked. That's awesome. That worked. Yay. Okay, I'm a mess. All right, guys, how cute, how fun. And I think your music students will love it. I think your music teachers will love it. I think your readers will love it. Who knows, maybe even you'll love it. Okay, let's clean ourselves up here. I have to scrape that off. That's from that glue the other day. Okay, green. Which one's your favorite? Tell me in the comments. Pink, sea glass. We have ivy, peony, sea glass, and black. Was that Lakeshore or the other one? Yep, Lakeshore. Or just sea glass and white. Or the black notes. Let's start with these. There we go. Can you guys see better now? A little bit anyway. So the black and white, let me zoom in on these guys for you. There we go. There you go. Which one's your fave? So then this one, or that one. I can't decide. I love them all. All right, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great Sunday. Bye for now.